Hey guys, we're back again. Oh man, I'm so excited for this review. I apologize because I did promise this as the first review, and the first book review we did was The Nine Princes of Amber. But I am very, very excited for this book. Sorry. It's the Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. I love this book. You know what? I'm honestly kind of annoyed that because I've seen some of my fellow booktubers out there, they're way more prominent than I am. However, I consider myself, a greenhorn new booktuber, a booktuber nonetheless. And I've seen some people that didn't like Mistborn Era 2, and that's hecking annoying. I loved this book. Hey, little girl. I love this book. This book was amazing. All the books were amazing, and I can't wait to get into it. So, of course, we're going to be doing the three main topics. We're going to be doing the highs and lows of the book first. Then we're going to be doing the content review as well as the reference review. Like if there was something that I could reference that makes you interested in this book, we'll do that. And then thirdly, we're going to be doing my overall review. Spoiler alert, it's 5 stars out of 5. So let's jump right in to the highs and lows of Brandon Sanderson's The Lost Metal. Wow. So highs, and I'm gonna have to intentionally not spoil anything because I want to talk about this. I'm gonna have to do a spoiler review of this book, but non-spoiler review. You get the same characters that you've gotten. So the books earlier in Mistborn Era 2. So there are 3 other books before you get to The Lost Metal, and you get the same characters that you're getting, and then this book, it is hitting the perspective more so of Wayne. I just want to take a quick second and say Wayne is one of my favorite characters I've ever read, apart from Wit. I love him. I love everything about his humor, and when I do the spoiler review, I'm going to go through and I'm going to try to find the quotes in this book that I like. I literally laugh out loud whenever I read these books on the page. I love Wayne. I love him. He's amazing. There's some people think he's dry. I've seen some comments on YouTube where like, oh, he only cares about his hat. And it's like, that's what's so funny is like he puts a hat on and he's a different character all of a sudden. So again, let's get back on track. Highs and lows. Highs, this book has great pacing. You're catching on and following up. Yes, little girl. You're following up right after the previous book and the villains that are in that book. There are some that are still recurring elements and others that are new in this book. I would say the other highs, the descriptions are great. The relationships are wonderful. You get good relationship between Wax and his family. There's a lot of discovery in this one. We're learning more about Scadrial, and there's the scientific element that seems really fun. And honestly, that's not my favorite in books, but this one, it like kept me engaged with it. That was really awesome. If I had to pick a low, I'm super biased, by the way. I'm just fair warning. I think Brandon Sanderson, if you haven't already known, for those out there, I think he's one of the greatest fantasy authors to date. I get a lot of flack from my friends. They're like, oh, Brandon Sanderson, blah, blah, blah. Anywho, so I'm biased. Lows, if I had to pick one, or a few if I could find them, but one would probably be, I can't even go in detail, the ending. There's one element about the ending I didn't like, and stay tuned for my spoiler review of The Lost Metal, and you know exactly what I mean. I love the ending, but there's a part of the ending that was a low for me. Okay, so section 2. We're looking at relatability. We're looking at content review now. So section 2, let's jump into content. What you can expect in this book is there's definitely there's fight scenes. There's a little bit of blood. It's not exactly gore, but there is some description scenes of like wounds that are protruding and this and that. It's not excessive, but you can expect to get that in this book. There's no extra adult themes apart from, of course, language. They do have a little bit of language going through this book. And if I had to relate a book series or a book style that would be like this one, honestly, I would say start Era 1 of Mistborn. If I was going to intrigue you to read this one, of course I wouldn't have you jump immediately into The Lost Metal, which is the final book of Era 2. But I would say if you're even curious about what I'm saying and why I love some of these characters, go ahead and jump into Era 1 of Mistborn, starting with the Final Empire, and see what you think. There's not a whole lot of other books that I could say are like this. I love Wax and Wane. There is this element of catharsis. There's this element of sadness, I'll say, that this is the end of Era 2. This is it. These characters, they have finished their journey as we know it so far. There's always another secret, though. Okay, let's move into the final section. What do I review this book? So my review of this book, obviously, like I said earlier in the video, it's a 5 out of 5. It's a 5-star. I loved this book. I didn't get bored in this book. And when I do previous reviews of the Mistborn series, there were elements in both Era 1 and even Era 2 where there might have been a little bit of a chapter here and there that I was like, okay, we're building. It's not the most exciting, and I'm not like an adrenaline junkie in the books. Like I'm okay with them building a solid foundation for their book. But there were moments where I would say that, yeah, I maybe got bored between 2 or 3 chapters. This one, I did not. There was not a single chapter that I didn't get bored, whether I was jumping around from one character to another character. It was all good. It was all good. So again, 5-star review for this book. I highly, highly recommend reading Brandon Sanderson. In general, I highly recommend getting into Era 1, and if you're done with Era 1, get into Era 2. There's been mixed reviews. Some people, like there's one guy, he rated a 1-star, rated this book a 1-star. That's unfathomable to me. Like, we didn't read the same book. That's literally how I feel. I highly recommend the Mistborn series, The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson, Wax and Wane series, love it to death. Okay, so for the sake of this video, I'll stop, because I could just talk for hours about Brandon Sanderson in general, Mistborn Era 1 and 2, and The Lost Metal. So we'll quit for now. And what we are about to, so moving forward, we're about to jump into The Forgetting Moon by Brian Lee Durfee, I believe. Yeah, I don't have it right here in front of me. We're going to get into The Forgetting Moon as we move forward, and I'm really excited. I've read the introduction already, and it seems exciting, and there's been a lot of good reviews. So like I said before, if you follow me on Goodreads, I'll link it below. On my Goodreads, you'll see I'll update from time to time with the current book. I'll update, what percentage I'm on of the book, how far I'm in it. And then I'll throw little notes as well. Some of it's for myself and also for you. Like when I was reviewing the 9 Princes of Amber, I put in there like, the MC is a prince, which, spoiler alert, if you didn't know that. Expect that from my Goodreads, as well as at the end of this video, I'm going to be posting 2 separate videos. One of them that'll be linking to more content regarding Brandon Sanderson, and I'm also going to link it to one of the booktubers that got me into booktubing, Daniel Green. So thanks, guys. God bless. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. I'm not sure if we're going to do a review or if we're just going to get on and talk about books with you guys. But I appreciate it. Love you guys. God bless. See you in the next one.